Hey YouTube, I'm Kenneth Ryan.
I'm Lindsay Resop.
And we're back with another exciting episode of Fanfiction Friday. Now you might be wondering why we're being a bit quieter today. It's because it's late
at night.
and there are other people that we need to be considerate
Who work
of.
in the morning.
I mean, we both work in the morning too.
True.
But we just have to be quiet. So this episode is sort of like it's a mix between ASMR-y, whispery, and Fanfiction Friday. But we're continuing with Clockwork where we left off. We left off on chapter 24.
And shouting.
And the first word is silver, so I'm going to let you start.
Okay. Silver woke to bright sunlight. Beautiful birds singing near the window. How does he know they're beautiful? Can you see them? A very warm, solid gold snoring beside him comfortably, and a very animated green who was holding up 2 pairs of swim shorts in his rubber-gloved hands. There's very little punctuation in that sentence.
I know.
Green, seeing that he was finally awake, shook the items of clothing at him, his cheeks pink as he saw all the hickeys tattooed all over his neck and shoulders in a vivid, passionate crimson. Are these yours? I had to be quiet so hard. Red stood a little way off, peeking in through their bedroom door, wearing a black tracksuit. Why is he wearing a tracksuit?
Because he's red. He's wacky.
Why is people wear tracksuits, just in general? Unless they're, like, exercising.
Right.
Or doing something with a track.
It's a track lead.
Track the lead.
That was funny.
Sure.
That was funny if I could actually execute the joke.
Wearing a black tracksuit, Silver sat up groggily. Green was wearing his team kit, a tight zip-up jacket in red, blue, and gold, with various sponsors stamped on the front with Oak and Kanto, and a smaller badge with Viridian displayed on his back in white, with black tracksuit bottoms. That sentence.
That was a mouthful.
Because, like, this is the entire sentence.
Oh my God.
Those are commas.
Yeah.
Where I paused before, wearing, like, a black tracksuit, and then he sat up groggily. That's all one sentence.
Damn.
But okay. Silver couldn't think of anything to say as he pushed his hair out of his face and very intelligently replied with, "What? These? Eh? These!" Green waved the damp shorts in his face. Silver, creasing his eyebrows in confusion, reached over and punched Gold in shoulder, who let out a heavy snore, pawing sleepily at his pillow with a massive yawn.
No, go away. 5 more minutes.
Get up, Gold.
No, I can't.
Burn the children. Don't pay taxes.
I wrote that.
Why? That was a thing. Roommates. Episode 11, Avant-Garde. You just see me in some weird corset thing and underwear that I'm actually wearing currently.
I was like, wait, you're not wearing pants right now?
I'm wearing pants.
She's wearing pants
but
right now.
I'm wearing those underwear.
Gold tugged the sheets over his head. I feel like I said Gold like Hank Hill. God dang it, Gold. Gold tugged the sheets over his head after a few seconds where he groped round for the hem. Silver shrugged at
the sheets?
I'm guessing. Silver shrugged at Green, and Green rolled his eyes. Weighing the shorts in his gloved hand, Green took aim and threw them at Gold. They clung wetly to the handsome teen's face, and Gold woke up. Sitting up...
But through the sheets, I guess?
I guess. He pulled them off of the sheet, pulling at his hips. Okay. Gold met Green's livid stare. Silver coughed and looked away from Gold's groin area, which was just on the verge of being revealed to the whole world if Gold so much as shifted his leg. Well, good morning to you, too, Gold said cheerfully, tossing the defiled swimming trunks into a corner of their room. Green looked like he was ready to rip his neatly gelled brown hair out. Red had now got a glass of freshly squeezed orange juice and a fun curly straw in yellow. They found the cute straws in the kitchenette cutlery drawer. Red had instantly fallen in love with them, refusing to drink without one. In fact, the yellow one specifically, because it reminded him of Pikachu's. Green had had a nightmare stopping Red from packing his Pikachu memorabilia to take with him to Unova, and was sipping from it as he watched the drama in mounting amusement. Green looked round as if to find the right words that he wanted to say. Finally finding his tongue, Green pulled a winner.
You two did not have sexual intercourse in the hot tub without a condom on last night. Green hissed, furious.
This is like an Arrested Development moment where like it would freeze and then it'd be like, little did Green know, we did have sexual intercourse in the hot tub without a condom last night.
Just, like, semen in the hot tub. That's gross.
Anyways.
Green hissed, furious. Gold couldn't stop laughing. Silver decided to let him deal with it and flopped down with a thump and then burrowed down under the sheets, his backside throbbing in a strangely wonderful way. This reminds me. Yeah, okay. They had sex.
Yep.
In a hot tub.
In case you forgot.
Green kept saying it wasn't funny, but it was hilarious. Red was giggling. Actually, he was torn between a snigger and a giggle, which made it sound like a pig snorting fast-forwarded.
Ugh.
What? Oh, okay.
It's an awful sound.
That's a terrible sound. Gold eyed his psychologist with much humor evident on his handsome face.
We did. Green threw his hands up in the air.
You, Gold, you're not supposed to admit to that. You're supposed to deny everything. Ugh, you too. What am I going to do with you both? Green asked helplessly, hands now on his hips. He turned to Red, who was nursing his orange juice, a sad look on his face as his glass was half empty. It's half full.
All right.
Red looked up questioning as Green waved a gloved hand at his patient. They're all his patient.
Right.
Red, tell these naughty children how wrong and unsanitary it is for them to have public sex in a hot tub without a condom. Red stared blankly at him, his gaze vacant. He went back to his orange juice. Stirring the sediment with his curly straw, you mean like the pulp?
The sediment?
Was like pulp not a word that like... I feel like it was a thing.
I don't fucking know.
I feel like that was a thing I heard, that it wasn't a word in other parts of the country.
It might be.
I don't know.
World.
Nursing his orange juice, a sad look on his face, blah blah blah, curly straw, sediment. Gold looked at Green weirdly.
Hey, it wasn't public. I thought the area we were in was private. Green spluttered. Gold was completely right, and Green had no immediate answer. Green, having no immediate answer, sniffed daintily, peeling off...
It's not really private because you still share it with Red and Green.
Peeling over the rubber gloves with disgust, tossing them into the corner with the damp board shorts.
You two are so disgusting. Next time, do it in a bedroom, on a bed, on some sheets, okay? In a bedroom, on a bed, on sheets. There was a pause as Green realized he had just given Gold permission. He doesn't need to give him permission to have sex. In a bedroom.
Right?
In his bedroom. Gold was grinning wickedly, but before Green could say anything, Red held up a hand for silence.
This is so fucking dumb, and I hate that I have to say it. Dicks, Red said monotonously. Gold and Green stared at him. Red looked straight back before slowly taking a sip of juice. He then repeated the word before giggling madly, slopping orange juice everywhere.
Why is he saying dicks randomly?
I don't know. Maybe he saw theirs. That's the only reason I can think of.
Well, it never said Gold shifted that leg, so...
I know, it's dumb. Green ran a hand through his hair, making it spike up more than normal in despair. Red was being annoying. The clever brunette wondered what the hell room service and the cleaning staff thought of them as guests. Already Sharon had walked in on Gold and Silver having sex, which... How does Green know this? They didn't tell him that Sharon
Maybe
saw.
Sharon mentioned it. I don't know.
Maybe.
Where did I put my soda?
Whatever. It's up there.
No, the big Taco Bell one.
Oh,
just continue.
Okay, it's out of your room and to the right.
Oh,
I know where it is. Okay. Red had destroyed the bathtub from his various experiments with in-flight toiletry kits, gummy bears, and complimentary bath foaming salts provided. The place stank of said experiments already, which truly was lovely. The hot tub had been defiled by sexual juices or fluids. Thank you. I know what juices are. And damp footprints.
Footprints go away.
Right?
And when you get out of a hot tub, you leave wet footprints.
Right.
What?
And now sticky orange juice stains littered the carpeted floor in the lounge. Green was not amused. He had a feeling there would be a heavy fine for abuse of the property.
Whatever. We'll see you two later. The tournament starts at 10 a.m. Try to be there on time.
Yeah.
Silver glanced at the clock. It was 8:52 a.m. They had about 45 minutes to get up and go over to the stadium. I mean, I guess.
Great.
Like an hour.
Yeah, right.
If you recalled correctly, this Monday was supposed to be rounds 1 through 4 of Section A of the tournament.
Oh, no.
Which meant Brock was participating, as was Red, in cross-country dirt biking, the motocross, which was a race on long, dangerous outdoor tracks. There would also be another subsection called freestyle motocross.
I don't care.
Which was performing tricks in a stadium on a predetermined track or arena. Misty would be up performing in the swimming in an individual medley of 400-meter, 100-meter freestyle, 200-meter butterfly, and the marathon 10 kilometers.
Damn.
That's a lot of swimming.
Right?
She would also participate in the competitive diving.
All this in one
Serge
day?
would be doing the rowing of 2,000 meters, both in endurance and sprint. The final event of the day would be Erica and the marathon of 42 kilometers.
Dude, that's long.
That's like 20 miles.
That's long. Also, I don't care.
Maybe like 15.
Oh my, shut the fuck up. They're going...
I see. Day 2, the Tuesday, would be rounds 5 through 8 of Section A, with Koga and Janine in the 100-meter range and the 70-meter range with moving targets. I still say Koga or Janine, probably Janine, is going to get injured. Silver's going to have to be her replacement, and he's going to do well or something. This string is like sticking to your hair.
I hope I didn't leave a hole in your wall. I kind of hit it really hard.
Probably not. Just don't wake up the parents. I mean, they probably don't hear that. They would fire 12 arrows in each set, and there would be 6 sets.
Does anyone...
There would be. It's like...
What, does... Hey, audience, do you care? Because I don't. Continue.
Each archer from each region with 12 arrows would shoot at the same time before passing over to their champion or secondary archer. If a team had more than 2 representatives, each region, who did not, would gain an extra round. Sabrina would be up soon after with gymnastics and trampolining. Trampolining?
That's a sport. That's my sport.
I don't think that's the word that they use, but whatever.
I know.
Trampolining. Tumbling would be the acrobatic floor event, and the balance beam, where one could perform stunts and tricks on the narrow beam.
Thank you.
The trampolining event was freestyle, and the scoring would be based on posture and how well the tricks were executed.
That's so arbitrary.
Then Blaine would compete for first in several sporting... For first? For the first time? I don't know. For first. In several sporting events, such as javelin, long jump, and the discus.
Such as javelin?
Yeah, long jump and the discus. And then the 100 and 200 meter sprints, and then the long distance 10,000 meters, and finally the 400 meter hurdles. The last event would be Green competing in judo and taekwondo. This is so much happening.
I don't care.
Yeah. Lots of exposition and stuff.
I'm guessing through chapter like 35 is this stupid tournament, and I'm gonna die many times.
Probably.
Over the course of reading it.
This fic could have been half the length of whatever they're doing.
Right.
This tournament doesn't need to have happened.
But it's happening.
They could have done their song thing at karaoke, then they slept together, and that'd be it. That's
right.
Maybe like then an epilogue of like, oh, in the future they're all happy, they adopted children and got married or something. Whatever.
Right. I care more about fucking like Yellow than I do about them, and Yellow hasn't been around for like
Yellow
months.
was in like 2 chapters.
Yeah, like over the course of the show, Yellow showed
like
up
a bit
months
part.
ago, and that was it. And I like her more than I like any of this.
Silver sighed, wondering how he would manage to sit through some of the listed events, or us reading the
Same.
description of these set events.
Hey guys, so here's something cool. My camera's acting up right now, and it's not recording for longer than 20 seconds. So I'm gonna go figure out what's wrong with that. And
this week will be a podcast.
This week is going podcast style, where it's just an audio show. So we're picking up with Silver Side.
ASMR. No.
Here we go.
Yep. Silver sighed, wondering how he would manage to sit through some of the listed events. For one thing, the marathon would be hideously boring. No offense intended towards Erica, of course. But it just wasn't as exciting as something like hurdles or swimming. Okay.
Those sound boring to me, too.
Yeah. He had also heard about Diamond, who was Platina's boyfriend. The two who were engaged had announced at the end of the opening ceremony last night about their wedding, how they were to be wed on the closing ceremony to mark the second world tournament a success, and everyone was invited. So they're getting married during the closing ceremony?
That's so pretentious, because now it's all about them.
And that's... Why?
Whatever.
That's kind of annoying.
Yeah.
Sure, okay. To mark it as a success. Blah, 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 words. Shoving Gold to wake him up again, Silver went off to shower. When did he fall back asleep?
Right? Whatever.
When he came out, now clean and dry, sleeping wet had not been a very good idea.
Okay.
That's not a full sentence.
That's it. That's the show.
Silver sighed as he saw Gold hadn't moved and went over to shake him, but was attacked as the amber-eyed male grabbed him, pinning him down to the mattress, his expression playful, his smile wicked. Silver, giving him a stern look, towel still knotted about his waist, Silver patted Gold on the cheek. That also doesn't make sense as a sentence.
Whatever.
Hey, come on, idiot, wake up.
Nah, I like this dream. Don't want to wake up.
This isn't a dream, Silver said, deadpan. Gold smirked lopsidedly.
Even better then. Gold, still fully naked from the night before, leant down to lick a stripe up Silver's neck. Oh, God.
Licking people's neck is weird.
That is weird. Trying to get away, Silver pushed Gold away. Away and away. Good use.
Not now, you dumbass. Go take a shower. You stink. They were in the hot tub last night, so they probably smell like chlorine, if anything.
Right?
Because, yeah, whatever. Even like the smell of sex or whatever when you're in the hot tub.
Right? That's how I'm
It's not like
feeling.
not like you were like sweating or anything. Cause hot tub. I
Right,
mean, you might
right.
have sweated a little, but hot tub.
But hot tub.
Kissing Silver, much to the redhead's annoyance. Why is he annoyed? Gold got up and swaggered into the bathroom to take a shower. Pulling on a clean set of casual jeans and shirt, Silver went to find the cornflakes, flinching every time he took a single step, his backside throbbing. Again, his butt hurts because he had anal sex and they are terrible.
He had anal sex with no preparation, and Gold apparently has a monster dick, so this monster dick was going into his tight little asshole with no lube.
The preparation was terrible.
So, yeah, your backside should be throbbing.
Saliva and water.
Saliva only works in porn, and even then, they're faking it. Porn is actors.
You need a lot of saliva.
For real. God.
Line break.
Yeah. Oh, and another thing with porn is sometimes they'll say it's bareback, but you can clearly see they're wearing a condom, so it's all faked. Anyways, it's a line break, so it's my turn.
To read all about the...
Oh, great. This is exciting.
Well, I mean, at least it's over.
The
that's one event is over in that amount of time.
The motocross cross-country event had been fast and furious, like the movies. Silver hadn't known where to look as the track, clouded in dust, was buzzing with the motors of the bikes. Each team member, distinct in their region's colours and their names emblazoned across their backs. Red wore a large, proud palette across his back in the red, blue, and gold colours of Kanto.
If the region and the names are emblazoned across their backs, of course his region and the name would be emblazoned across his back.
Both he and Brock fully padded out in thick jackets and sturdy boots. The gun had fired the signal at the start, and they were all off. Silver had watched the other champions closely to see what Red was up against. Cynthia, God, I love her, was on a black Cynthia, on a black motor, was lightweight and therefore able to crank up to speed. They're basing this off of Mario Kart. She's lightweight, so she can go faster, but watch out, because someone else is heavier, so he can knock her out of the way. God. And therefore able to crank up to speeds which the rather sturdy Lance, dark brown oh wait, there's no camera, so I don't have to do the parentheses. Dark brown motor and Alder, orange,
close parentheses,
could not. Stephen, an intelligent young man with pale gray-blue hair...
Can't they just call him like a bike or something instead of a motor?
...who had come along with his husband. Everyone is gay. Like, everyone.
Not everyone. The one lady who's getting married at the end of closing ceremony.
The straights are so extra. Let's get married at the end of an opening ceremony, whatever.
Closing ceremony.
Who had come along with his husband Riley, a Sino athlete who had broken his leg, thus couldn't compete in the dirt biking.
That doesn't make sense.
Was close behind Red and Cynthia on a dark navy motor. Red was on a red with silver edges.
Red was on a red with silver edges.
Silver liked how each competitor got their own Clockwork bike. It made life so much easier when identifying them, especially with the helmets covering their faces and their names too small to see on their backs.
But they're wearing their
just
colors.
Mentioned you could see the names on their backs. Brock was on a white motor with green on it, yet splattered with mud, as he was neck and neck with the red-haired Roark. This is such...
What is happening?
bullshit.
Okay.
It's the World Tournament! The race had been a fast 10 laps, each time the track digging deeper as the drivers scored through the grounds. The climax had to have been Hohen's Roxanne crashing. She had been unscathed, but it had eliminated her from gaining any EXP for her round. Steven, don't you remember the rules about the EXP? Because I don't.
No, I don't.
Steven, distracted, had fallen into third place, with the petite Jasmine from Johto winning first place because of her excitement handling. Excellent handling. Then, with Brock in second, Red had come fourth, with Cynthia a close fifth. Sixth had been Roark, then Lance, Alder as eighth, and a burly man known as Clay from Unova in ninth. Coming in last, disqualified, was Roxanne. Thus, the scoreboard was as follows. Are you excited? Johto in first place with 130 points, Jasmine scoring 100 and Lance 30. Kanto in first place with 130 points, Brock with 80 and Red with 50. Sinnoh in second place with 80 points, Cynthia with 50 and Roark with 30. Hoenn in third place with 70 points, Steven with 70 and Roxanne with 0. Unova in fourth place with 40 points, Alder 30 and Clay 10. I hope you kids are taking notes at home, because this is important.
Screenshot it.
Right?
Open the fic yourself and just take a picture.
The freestyle motocross had been... Okay, so actually this is a real question. I wonder if anyone, reads along with us and gets really frustrated when we stop to talk because they're, already 3 paragraphs ahead of us. Because we're sort of like an audiobook, just like an audiobook with commentary. Mm-hmm. That's sort of what we're doing.
With stupid voices.
Yes. The freestyle motocross had been awe-inspiring as the 10 competitors battled it out in a flood-lit stadium on... Okay, that doesn't matter. Floodlit stadium on a beaten arena, performing various air tricks and lifts as well as stunts.
Lifts?
There's no camera, so they can't see.
Lifts. Usually that's like a dancing thing.
This makes me think, this arena is making me think of fucking Waluigi Stadium from the GameCube Mario Kart. That's what I'm imagining the track is. Red had proved very versatile and quite flexible, performing many tricks that had Green on the edge of his seat, fingers in his mouth every time.
Is he biting his nails?
I hope he's whistling, but it just says fingers in his mouth every time Red so much as let go of the handle.
He's chewing on his
especially
nails.
Especially that one specific trick where Red had let go and his legs before dropping back onto the bike.
So he let go of his bike completely and just fell back.
It's that one specific trick. Mm-hmm.
Gold.
Relax, Gold had said comfortably, fanning himself under the hot sun with a pamphlet. Green had not been
placated or placated? I don't know how to pronounce that word.
Placated. Had not been placated, and only relaxed once Red had both feet solidly on the ground as he was awarded his score for his performance.
How can I? It's one thing to race, but that is just... gives me the heebie-jeebies. I'm much happier when he's on the ground, thanks.
Everything gives you the heebie-jeebies. Whoa, sick fucking burn, bro. Damn, you're gonna need some aloe vera. I hate this fic. I hate what's happening right now. I don't hate the fic. I hate this chapter. Gold had
hate how this fic makes you feel.
Oh, God. Gold had retorted, stealing Green's ice from his beer, trying to cool down.
Why is he just drinking a beer? That's so
Green, that's out of character. Green wouldn't drink alcohol.
If it was, it'd be like a martini.
Yeah, it would not be beer.
Green is too high class for this.
God. Green had had a minor fit about germs, in which in Silver's opinion, had been the first in a very long time. Slapping Gold's sneaking hand the next time it ventured close.
Wait, you mean just slapping noise because they can't see anything?
There you go. Hohen had done much better in the stunts than the racing, with Roxanne coming a solid second and Stephen in fourth. Riley, who had been sitting in the VIP box, nearly had been beside himself with joy. Red had come fifth and Brock in seventh.
If Red is so letting go of his bike and he's all flexible and stuff, why is he in fifth?
Because the other people did better, but we don't get to hear about them because they're not important. They're just name dropping. Cynthia had come first place. Yeah, she would, honestly. Her grace and excellent handling, lending her great support as the stands gave her much approval. You know, the billions of people that are attending this event.
Billions.
Alder spot.
It's like half the world.
I know. Alder slotted neatly into third. Sixth had been Roark once again, and eighth was Clay, and ninth Lance, with Jasmine.
So Clay's not good at
Jasmine,
riding bikes,
a rather shattering 10th in the Junto fans' opinions. Silver looked at the scores now. Gold was busy stealing green snack-dried mangoes. Is that how you spell mangoes? M-A-N-G-O-E-S?
Yes.
Oh, it looks weird. It looks like
mangoes.
Look at those mangoes. By the way, what the fuck is up with Gold taking everything from green? Just get your own shit.
Green's snack-dried mangoes. What the... Oh, green's snack. Dried mangoes. Okay.
Oh my god. Green too busy to check what was fending.
That, hyphen wasn't really necessary.
Green too busy to check was fending the powerful team off with a rolled up Programmy. Kanto in first place, 210 points, Brock 30 and Red 50. Sinnoh in first place, 210 points, Cynthia 100 and Roark 30. Hohen in second place, 200 points, Stephen 50 and Roxanne 80. Jonto in third place, 150 points, Jasmine 10 and Lance 10. Unova in fourth place, 140 points, Alder 70 and Clay 30. Unova is
and
fucking sucking.
This is like a cumulative score, obviously.
Right.
And the points that they're getting in this one are added on to the previous round.
I'm sure that was explained 5 chapters ago,
yes,
and then we all forgot.
But I'm just reminding them that that's what's happening.
So
pathetic. When we say, oh, this person has 110 points, this person made 10, this person had 10, it's like, what?
No, I know. See, I feel like our viewer base is smart enough to pick that up.
I know.
I don't know why they feel the necessity, KTX Replica felt the necessity to tell us what everyone's individual scores were, but it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
There had been a half-hour break before the swimming, which had been an enjoyable event, with Misty holding her own very well along with Red against the strong Hohen and Unova teams consisting of Stephen and Wallace. Misty had gushed over his beautiful teal hair and how amazingly graceful he was, as well as how fabulous his skin was. Who had been fantastic in the diving, and Unova's Alder and Bryson storming through the medley and marathon. There had been a slight upset with the 100-meter when Price, forgetting it was a 100-meter, continued to complete another lap. However, he was exempted, and the second round continued unaffected. So, you know how they said there had been a half-hour break, and then they jumped right into talking about the swimming event anyways? We didn't need to know there was a break, because it didn't matter to the overall plot. In fact, this whole event and all these pointless nitpicky details don't matter to the overall plot. And I'm sure when we're reading chapter 59, none of this is going to matter. Or I doubt we'll remember any of it.
Since the thing that's happening, they should, explain what points, what happened in each event,
right?
I guess.
It's
But they don't really need to be oh, this person did this, and this person did that, and that person did this, and this person did that in this event, and this event happened, and this person did that, and that person did that, and this person did that, and then these people did this. And it's
very convoluted. I don't even remember what happened 3 paragraphs ago. Honestly.
I don't remember who's winning. I know Red's team is in first, tied with whatever other team it was.
Not for long.
Sinnoh or something like that.
Spoiler alert. Round 3 had been very exciting, as all the athletes had been very evenly matched. Red and his inhuman strength led him a brilliant sprint, surge with his muscle and guts, powerhoused through his sleek canoe, but was matched effortlessly by the strong Lance and Alder, respectively. Elissa, the smallest, surprised them all by taking first for Unova in a sneaky sprint. Yes.
So there's just no. It doesn't tell you what the points were for the swimming event.
No.
I guess because in these next points, there's no mention of
they
Misty
forgot.
or anything. So
they forgot.
I guess. Just looking at it, there's more points later, and there's gonna be more eventually, and there's just so much happening. I guess the tournament's gonna be 2 chapters, honestly.
Yeah, at this rate, but yikes. Good lord. Okay, so Red had told Green, Gold, and Silver later that he had overheard Elissa in an interview stating it was technique and strategy rather than power in rowing. Volkner had taken the silver for Sinnoh in his interview, had been surly most of the time, answering in monosyllables.
Syllables.
Gold had commented on Volkner, declaring him very grumpy blonde albino hedgehog because of his spiky pale hair.
Yeah, I kind of assumed that because of albino hedgehog.
Green, mortified, looking round to see if any Sinnoh athletes or fans nearby had heard, bopped the tawny-eyed male for his rudeness. Silver and Surge couldn't stop laughing. Unova in first place, 430 points, Alder 70, and Elissa 100.
If Surge is there, how is he competing?
There's so many problems.
Yeah.
Sinnoh in second, 320 points, Cynthia 30, and Volkner 80. Kanto in third place, 290 points, Surge 30, and Red 50.
Surge is competing. How is he there with Silver laughing at this?
I don't know. Hoenn in fourth place, 260 points, Steven 30, and Watson 10. Jonto in fifth place, 210 points, Chuck 10, and Lance 50. Please pick up reading for me.
Me? Okay. Unova was blazing ahead, and now that a certain running had been formed, both Gold and Green could only hope Erica would perform at her best. What? And now that a certain running had been formed? What does that mean? What are they trying to say here? Someone answer that question for me, please.
We need a Sherlock.
And now that a certain running had been formed,
this is like
both
reading
Gold and
Shakespeare.
Green could only hope Erica would perform at her best. Erica and Red had not let them down, as the marathon drew to an end. Red trotting along, looking peaceful, unfazed and yet tried from a day's worth of intense competing. Yeah, they're just doing this back-to-back, and the champions are just doing, like, a marathon after a marathon after a marathon.
But they're fine, because they're champions.
Yes. From a day's worth of intense competing. This was why the champions had to be good. In order to endure the whole of Section A was no easy feat. In order to endure the whole of Section A was no easy feat. Okay, whatever. Red had managed to outrun Cynthia and Norman from Hoenn and came in first place. He comes in first after doing like 6 other events. Oh, whatever. I don't care. First place. Wait. Red wrote something from Hoenn and came in first place. The other two respectively taking second and third, with Lance in fourth. Red had, as soon as he had crossed the finish line to tumultuous applause, plopped down and promptly took a nap.
Okay.
Green had to go down to congratulate the raven-haired champion and discovered this little fact when Red started snoring. He had to go down and discover this, or whatever. Green, along with Surge's help, had carried the champion off the finish line as Erica, bright red, came in fifth.
Yeah, what the fuck, Erica? Red has been doing this whole Section A since 10 in the morning. This is your first event, and you come in fifth? The fuck is wrong with you?
I guess. It had been a fabulous first day as the stadium began to empty with an excited... How long do you think it takes the billions of people to get out of these stands?
I don't know. Where are they all staying?
Are they just setting up all of these events in the stadium? Like, each day, they're just setting them up in the middle of the stadium? They just... here's a pool, like in Pokemon, where they have, like, the floors are gonna move apart. Yeah, there's a pool under here.
Probably, honestly.
Or like in that one old movie with like the moon and the whatever.
It's like Yu-Gi-Oh! Where like all of a sudden this weird like... do you remember how like the playing area would just come out of the ground no matter where you were?
Yeah.
And then they realized it was weird, so they made like the dueling discs.
Yeah. And the bikes.
God, that was the worst.
5Ds.
Oh my god.
They played Buzz as the sun hung low on the horizon. The scoreboard stuck on the final scores for the day. Unova in first place, 470 points. Alder 30, and Berg. Who's Berg?
I don't know!
Kanto in second, 440 points. Erica 50 and Red 100. Sinnoh in third, 420.
Blaze.
Cynthia 70 and Gardania 30.
That's a beautiful name.
Was she mentioned at all?
No, I know Gardania is a gym leader, though, because I
know that she's a person, but I don't... Has she been name dropped before this point?
But she's got a really pretty name and actually a really cool design.
It's kind of a cool name, yeah.
I like Gardania, anyways.
Hoenn in 4th place, 370 points. Steven 30 and Norman 80. Johto in 5th place, 270 points. Bugsy 10 and Lance 50.
What a name.
Silver had to admit, as he watched the Johto team come together looking solemn, that they really needed to make a comeback tomorrow. Are they in 2nd?
No, they're in last. They're in 5th.
Oh, Johto. The Johto team, okay.
Yeah.
Why is he watching the Johto team? He should be watching the Kanto team.
He's really a traitor.
I guess. That they really needed to admit as he watched the Johto come back to blah, 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 that they really needed to make a comeback tomorrow. Why does he want them to make a comeback? He wants Kanto to win. He doesn't want this team to make a comeback and win or anything. Whatever. He had a feeling Faulkner and Morty would bring them back up on the charts. Yeah, Faulkner, yeah.
Yeah.
He knew the blue net was perfectly capable of getting 100 points in his category. Waving to Faulkner, who was wearing the Johto colors of white, green, and blue, smiled and waved back his arm round Morty's shoulders. The dopey blonde gymnast looking peaceful as he quietly congratulated their marathon runner Bugsy and their champion Lance. This is Gold?
Great day, huh? Gold stretched with a yawn. He had been in a very good mood today, and Silver had been glowing. Limping, yes, but radiant.
Why the frick do they keep... Yes, his butt hurts. Great. He's still limping at the end of the day, because he... Obviously, they're terrible at sex.
Clearly.
It's not supposed to be painful, like, all day. If you do it right. Supposedly.
Okay,
I don't know.
I'm going to pull this out. Sorry, I'm taking out my Band-Aid.
But seriously, this is the 3rd time in this chapter that's like his butt hurt. It's like, oh, it felt nice at first, apparently, like it ached in like a pleasant way, but then it's like, oh, it hurt because he was walking, and then he's limping, and he's glowing like a pregnant woman, apparently.
Oh my god, what if no. Please no.
That'd be hilarious. You're supposed to be reading still, I think, yeah.
I know, I got scared. Literally, he had smiled the whole time, even joining in the cheering and yelling out support with Green to Red, who told them later when he woke up he had heard them.
That sentence didn't make sense either. And apparently Red can hear them over the billions of people.
Right. Green...
We're just not going to let that go. There's
not.
Billions of people.
Green, raising his eyebrows, told Red he highly doubted it. Me too. Red, however, proved it by telling Green he had heard the brunette yell, "Stop stealing my beer, you annoying little... !" At one point during the first round in the dirt biking, when Gold had been stealing the ice cubes in order to cool down. Embarrassed, Green shepherded them back to the suite, where Shirin waited for them, cool and collected this time, but he did not, however, meet Gold's leer or Silver's tiny smirk as he briefed them about transport to the archery range. Red that night had fallen asleep by 8 p.m. Green, also wanting to get his shut-eye, had retired at 9 p.m. Gold and Silver had stayed up sitting in their room till 11. This means nothing to me. Languidly exploring each other. Gold giving his lower back and hips a massage, which had felt insanely good after a day of limping about.
His butt hurts, again.
And his lower regions aching from the rough sex the night before. Again. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, your first time should not be painful.
Don't have rough sex for the first time.
Your first time... I mean, like, if you don't know what you're doing, it's going to hurt. But it shouldn't hurt like this.
Yeah.
Okay? So, talk with your partner. Have good communication. And go slow. I don't care if you really like the idea of being tied up and, like, spanked and, like choked and shit. Like, you have your kinks. But your first time, like if it's your very first time ever.
Sane and consensual.
Safe, slow.
Safe.
Lots of communication, lots of lube.
Yeah.
Because you're going to want it to not hurt all day the next day. Especially if you've got shit to do.
Yeah. If you're going to be like sitting around on like bleachers the entire day, don't have rough sex the night before. for the first time having sex.
Right?
With very little preparation
Right?
and lube and rough and in a hot tub. And I don't know. They just, no, don't do this.
Don't do this.
Don't do this. Where were
Silver found that Gold really liked it. When he scratched him behind the ear, the tawny-eyed male would purr in his chest, a pleasant
cat
rumble.
now?
Gold, in return, found Silver liked it when he gently shifted his fingers through his long hair, combing it. Everyone likes that.
Abby doesn't.
Well, she's weird. The next day swung by, and Gold and Silver had woken to an empty flat. Realizing they were late, had been scrambling to get dressed. They had stopped by the cafe to get coffee and breakfast. The yogurt pot.
A yogurt.
The yogurt pot for Silver.
What's a yogurt pot?
A yogurt pot, okay. And a bagel for Gold.
Is it like a cup? A yogurt cup? They call it a yogurt pot in wherever this person's from. England, Australia, I have no idea.
Somewhere British based. That isn't America.
Yeah.
South Africa, maybe? I don't know.
Somewhere we didn't remove you from our life.
The waitress, who had asked Green for his signature, had timidly approached Gold, asking him if she could take a picture with him to show her friend that she had met that hunky golden-eyed singer from the opening ceremony. Agreeing, Gold took one picture with her, courtesy of Silver, who used her cell phone. Blushing furiously, she had given them the coffee for free. That's bad. You're get fired, lady.
Can a waitress really do that?
Gold was in a very good mood by the time they reached the shooting range, and that's the chapter. This is where we find out Janine broke her wrist.
Or Koga.
From furious fapping, and Silver's got to go step in.
I mean, it might not, but if it does, that's just...
You'd be right.
It'd be interesting.
You'd be right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning into what turned into the Fanfiction Friday podcast. This chapter was a whole lot of bullshit. Mm-hmm. Kind of wish you could have seen our reactions, because they were funny, but you couldn't because my camera's being a piece of work right now.
Yeah.
But maybe we I don't know, maybe people like this format. If you actually prefer the show as just an audio show, I guess...
Where it's not our faces making weird, I don't know.
I guess leave it down below. This was totally like an accident. This was definitely not intended, but, you know, if this is what's preferred, maybe we'll stick with it. Maybe we won't. We'll see. Anyways, thanks for tuning in.
I mean, probably be a lot less editing and stuff. So.
It would be, but I don't know. I feel like part of the charm is seeing us get really pissed off.
Yeah.
I mean, we can express it vocally, but it's
and when we do like random things like
touch
stroking faces, which make some people have said like that's awkward, dude, and they're like, we don't care.
No.
Some like, who was it? Someone had said that like, oh, you guys are just looking straight at us, and it's like, kind of sometimes, and it's kind of weird. I'm not going to say who it is. Someone had said that, but...
Someone watched the show?
Don't you remember you told me that someone had said that?
Oh, yeah. Well, you direct the audience. It's fine.
Yeah.
Anywho. Thank you guys so
we
much.
digress.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you like the video, be sure to give it a like, and subscribe if you haven't already.
If you like the audio.
Yeah, right. And subscribe if you haven't already, because we have awesome new content coming out every week.
Eventually.
And, yeah... Just let us know what you thought about this. And if you have a fic you'd like us to read, leave it down below, because we will read it on the show.
Especially one-shots.
And, yeah. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Until next time, stay awesome, read more smut. Bye.
Bye.
I just waved at nothing.